Hello dear students, we have just seen about the electron gain enthalpy for oxygen. From going oxygen to sulfur it decreases, it means it goes more negative, but from going the sulfur to selenium, selenium to tellurium, tellurium to polonium, the value actually increases or the value goes less negative. From the values, it must have brought to your notice, my dear students, that electron gain enthalpy values decreases, turns more negative going oxygen to sulfur, but from going sulfur to selenium to tellurium to polonium, electron gain enthalpy value turn more and more positive or increases or turns less negative. Please read and understand. For oxygen, when you take oxygen and add one electron, it goes O minus 1. For this, delta H1 is minus 141 kilojoule per mole. You have uni-negative oxygen ion. If you add one more electron, you get O minus 2 di-negative oxygen ion. For that, this particular reaction, delta H2 is equal to plus 843 kilojoule per mole. So from oxygen to O minus 2, we need to add 2 electron and overall enthalpy change delta H is equal to plus 702 kilojoule per mole. Same way for sulfur we can easily understand that sulfur when added 1 electron it turns into uni-negative sulfur ion, which is delta H1 for this reaction is 200 kilojoule per mole. Sulfur uni-negative ion when added 1 electron it goes di-negative S minus 2 sulfide ion. For this the enthalpy change delta H2 is plus 790 kilojoule per mole. Overall, when you add 2 electron to the sulfur and sulfur turns into sulfide ion, delta H is plus 590 kilojoule per mole. If you observe for both oxygen and sulfur, you realize two things. So let us see what two things do we realize. Number one, electron gain enthalpy, that is the first electron gain enthalpy for oxygen is minus 141 kilojoule per mole, while for sulfur it is minus 200 kilojoule per mole. Value for sulfur is more negative than the value for oxygen. When for the reaction the value of delta H is negative, we can say that it should be delta H1. We can say that energy is needed. The reaction is